Hi everybody, this is Lindy SFX and we are back with another tutorial. And in today's tutorial, this is going to be in parts. I guess I'm going to put it in part 1, part 2 and part 3, but this will be the first part. And here we have a sculpting clay. I guess you're wondering what we'll be doing with this today, but you're going to find out in this tutorial video. We are going to be creating silicone prosthetics, and this is the first stage on creating your silicone prosthetics. This is a sculpting clay, and I'll be using this to sculpt what I would like my wound to look like. So stay tuned as I walk you through step by step on how to sculpt for yourself, and also try this at home. And don't forget to give me a shout out. Do subscribe to my channel. If you're just joining, hello and welcome. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome back to another video. Thank you for the love, thank you for the share, and let's get into it. With this clay is really hard. As you can see, it's hard. So what you need to do with this to make it a bit soft so it's workable with you is to heat it up with a blow dryer. So if you've got a blow dryer at home, just blow it up and it would get soft, and this would become usable. But I already have something that I've used over some time. I already have this that I've used over some time, and you can see that it's softer because I've used this and I've heated it up. So it gets to this texture when you do heat it up, and you can be able to work with this. Okay, so right now we're going to start with our mold. I'm going to take this bit and roll it. Oh there, take this off. So you're going to have something that looks like this. And take something of the same size. Okay, so I'll connect both of them together. So at this point, I would merge both of them together, and I will then start to flatten it out on the table, but I'll be pressing more of the outer corner outwards. So you press on here and take it outwards. Okay, just try not to disturb the inner part of it. So I'll take this and spread it outwards. And as I'm doing that, I'm kind of like pushing this in and taking this out. So pushing this in, I'm taking this out. Pushing this in, taking this out. So basically this is what I'll be doing for the whole of it. And you can see on here that we have something not as high as the rest of it. You can see that this part is very slim. You can correct that by adding a little bit to it on top of it. So I'll take this off. I'll just add it on top of this. Yeah, there. So I'll continue. Press it out. Come on here. Press it out. Don't worry about this part. I'll fix it. So I'll do that for the rest of it. And you don't need to use too much of clay while sculpting. Since this is going to be a very small wound, this is going to be a very small one, so I'll just basically work with a little portion of it. So I'll just go around this and ensure that I blend it out to have a very thin line. You need this part, the ending part, to be very thin, so that when you cast your silicone, it would come out flat on this edge. So you need to go back on it again and try to make it as thin as possible. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go around it again, and we'll come back to it. So right now, what I'm doing is spraying some alcohol and using that to smoothing out the piece I've got. So the alcohol can sort of like break it down and enables me to smoothen the part where I've just to have a smoother texture, basically. So this is what the alcohol comes in to do, but you don't want to do it too much. So just to give it this extra smoothness. So after a while, it's going to get dry. So you just want to quickly walk around this as quickly as possible. So on here, I'm just going to like walk my way into the wound. I'm not calling it a wound. This is a sculpt. So I'm going to walk my hand into it just to give the surrounding part a smooth texture. Just have some little alcohol in my hand into it. All right. Just going to clean this bit. Okay. I'll be using this sculpt tool to take off any excess I have around this clay. So I need to take this off. I'm just going to do this all around for a neater presentation, basically. What we will do is to create our texture inside of the wound, and I'll be coming back with this clay, and yeah, and also be working with some of the tools. When creating some textures, I would like to create some fatty parts of the wound. So I'm going to create little balls like this. Yep, little balls like this. And also have this as well. Okay. Create as much as desired. For the balls, I'm going to create tiny rolls and bigger rolls, just to give it some kind of varieties and dimensions. Okay. All right, and in some part, I would just create any, I wouldn't say any kind of shape, but something you can work with. I'm just going to do this. So I'm doing this so it's easier and faster for me to get this started, rather than doing all of this process inside of my sculpt. Yeah, so just drop it in. Right now we have all of this, and we'll start working with what we have at the moment. So I'm going to use this pointy part of my sculpting tool and fix this. Oh, this one is too big. Let me take this part and I'll start to plate them inside. Okay. Take on this one part. Okay. This one in here. So this requires a lot of patience. So if you're not the patient type, I guess you need to start developing that kind of patience for this bit. Having all this set aside makes it a bit faster, easier for you to work with. And it's okay if you have open gaps like this. So this is just going to allow your prosthetic have more depth. So if you have an open space like this, it means you have more depth. It makes it fun, it makes it good, it makes it look good as well. But if you want to cover everything up, it's also left to you to do that. So if this looks good to you, for me it looks good. If you get to this point and you feel like, okay, I think I want to call it a day, then we can move forward to the next step. The next thing would be to create some texture around this part, because this part would be the part where we would have to blend into the skin. So like you already know, our skin has got lines, it has got pores, and you know, it's not as smooth as you would see on here. So you can see on here, you've seen some lines, and that's what we're going to create. These are the tools we'll be using. These are the tools we'll be using to create the texture on there. So I'll be using this nylon just to, you know, put it on top and have the texture go on it. So the reason is, if you do this directly, it's just going to create harsh lines, and you don't want that. This is going to filter it. It's going to make it look softer. Okay, so this is what I'll be doing. I'll place it like this. Just going to put this on the side and press on it. So depend on how thick this nylon is. You can use any kind of nylon, it doesn't matter. Or if it's very thin like this one, you just be careful not to add too much pressure. I can see the lines already, so I'll be careful not to add too much pressure. So you go around it until you can notice that I'm doing it inside of it. It's actually not a bad idea. It's in fact very good. So I'll go around this again like so. Okay. Alright. So I'll use this to create some kind of pores. Okay. Just gonna go on like that. Or you can do like this, whichever works for you. So I think I'll just go like this. Okay. Alright, so this looks good. So the final tool I'm going to use is this. So this is what I'm going to use to create my lines. So still going to use this as well. And so what I will do is, the lines on your skin doesn't follow a particular way or a particular direction. So when I go in like this, I'll go this way as well. And you can also go straight as well. Okay, so you repeat this process all over. But if you make a mistake and you can see like a very odd scratch, or you see a very sharp line, you can just go in, smoothing it out with your fingertip, and come back with every other thing you used previously, so it blends with the rest of it. So I'm going to go through this once again. Yeah, but what I have is really good at the moment. I don't know if you can see this part, but yeah, from what I can see from my angle, it looks really good. I'll come back to this, and this will just try to press on and bring everything together. Yeah, so the line doesn't look like it's sitting on top of the skin. Okay. Yeah, this looks good. So I'm just gonna do it inside. All right, just gonna spray in this alcohol in. This is just alcohol spray, and just try to blend everything inside, outside. Just work it in. Just blend. And this is also going to help me take out any harsh lines, whatever that I've created and I do not need. I'm going to create a border around my sculpt, and I'll be doing that with the clay. We are done with this bit. The next thing I'm going to do, because we'll be casting the silicone in here, we will need to create a wall around here so that all the product stays just at this portion. So I'll be doing that still with the clay, but I will need a bigger clay now to create my wall. I already have this created from a sculpt I did previously. So this is what I'm going to do. Just going to place this. Okay, let me put it on here so you can see from this part. Okay, so you don't need it like far apart like this. So just bring it as close as possible and let it assume the shape that we have in here. So now we are back to the next phase of this tutorial. So, and we have the silicone here. So this is A. Okay, so this is A, and this is part B. All right. So this is PlatSil Gel 25. We'll be working with PlatSil Gel 25 today. So you need to have your measuring scale. You have a container where you pour in each part, and also anything you can use to mix the product in there. This is on 0. I will start with part A. I'll put this here just to be sure that I'm starting with part A. So whatever you do, so you don't get confused or not sure what part you put in there first. So always start with A. So if you have 45 of A, you need 45 of B. And also one thing to remember is when you add the part B into part A, the whole curing process starts. So you have like up to 10-15 minutes to wrap up with everything you're doing. And when it goes in here, it takes about 1 hour for it to get solidified, and you can proceed to the next step. Now I'm going to stir these products together. You need to be sure that both components mix together thoroughly. So take your time and make sure that everything mixes up well properly. And if you pour in this and you see that, oh, you need more, you can always come back to the silicone. I'm just going to mix. And the good thing with this is when you have the mold, when you've created this, you can always recreate this particular prosthetics. So it's reusable as long as possible. So this is going to sit for 1 hour, and after which I'm going to come back and see the progress of it.